why is ageism such a big issue? Why do you think it is invisible age for people who are of certain middle age or past middle age life period?
Societal ageism. There's a lot of fear of getting older. There's a lot of fear about death. I always have said sex, money, and death have been taboo topics, although I think that's changing somewhat. But I do think that's an underpinning of it. People are really afraid of losing autonomy, getting older, maybe losing cognitive capacities, bodies letting us down. I mean, there are some negative parts of aging. However, studies also are saying that there are really ways we can take care of ourselves to age as best we can. There's a piece of research I always like to share, which is by the time we're 65, it's 30% genetics. And that's big if there are genetic components that you have, but it's also 70% of things you can have some control over. Things like nutrition, exercising your body and your brain, meaningful relationships, focusing on positivity, lifelong learning, intergenerational connection, and being part of community. All of these things are things we can have some control over. We're not going to control that we're not going to die at some point. That is going to happen, but we can control how we live. And I do think that's so important to the best of our ability. And people age differently. There's been a lot of fear of getting older and death. We have lived, as you were pointing out, in a very youth-oriented climate society, but you're absolutely right. People in the boomers and beyond population are big consumers and spending a lot of money. And there's more recently been a lot of marketing and trying to figure out what people 50 and older want, and people also into their 70s, 80s, and 90s. There's more centenarians. Kids born today have a 50-50 chance of living into their hundreds. We're an aging population. Society is trying to figure out how to catch up with it. I mean, we used to have this traditional retirement age of 62 or 65, and that's when people died 7, 8, 10 years later. Now, you shared those statistics earlier. There's the potential of 20, 30, 40 more years. That's a long time. We might have a longer amount of time post-retirement than we had during the working years. And that's a lot of time and important to figure out what's going to keep you vital and engaged and kind of keep the juices flowing and keep you as active and healthy as you can be.